The newly appointed bureau chief for the New York Times here in Israel is already causing controversy before she arrives. A 13-year veteran of the paper, Jody Rutner, raised eyebrows this week with a string of tweets that made some question whether she can be objective in her reporting of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. In response to a tweet from a Palestinian extremist who runs a website that has advocated for the destruction of Israel, Rutner wrote that she'd like to chat with him and that she had, quote, heard good things. She also praised the book of a critic of Israel's and retweeted an article called Palestine, Love in the Time of Apartheid. Now, critics say the problem is she didn't reach out or tweet to anybody on the Israeli side. Rutner herself is Jewish, which puts her under a certain level of extra scrutiny. We wanted to talk to Israelis and see what they thought, if being Jewish or Palestinian makes a difference in the kind of reporting you can do here in Israel.
I think it depends on the personality of the writer, and I think it's the most important thing is to have a moral integrity, and I think it's a very personal thing. It's not depend on your nationality or your where you come from. It's dependent on what is your moral values, especially.
I'm thinking that Jewish journalists can do a completely objective job. That's how they were trained. They were trained to do the news and report it properly, and all the Jewish journalists that I have read, especially in the United States, come to the table with that same perspective.
Well, I feel that it kind of depends upon the circumstances, because I cannot say that I would have an objective opinion because I have family here. I feel like it's partially my homeland, but I can understand that politics is politics too. You have to give both sides a compromise. You have to look at both sides. So I can find that it's hard to be objective sometimes.
I think it's a question that is not only in Israel. Is American can do American news objectively? What he represents? Every person in a way represents their own opinions. That's why you have journalists in Israel that are from the left and right wing. That's why you have Arabs that are Muslim or Christians that are journalists here. What is objective when you come to describing reality and writing it as it happens?
Very wide spectrum of opinions in Israel. You have people thinking that we have no right to be here, and you have people that think we should have all the territory that Israel possessed and even more.
And if you're objective, then you can be a newsman, and if not, then you can't. It doesn't matter what your religion is.
Jody Rudoren has responded to the tweet controversy. She told the website Politico that it was vastly premature to try to assess her biases. And while she admitted that she might have been more careful in writing those tweets, she said they didn't add up to anything. She also sent out a public tweet saying that she definitely intends to discuss both sides of this conflict on Twitter. Now, the proof will be in the pudding, but many people here are surprised that such a veteran journalist of the New York Times vastly underestimated the kind of sensitivity she would need in coming into this job. Jordana Miller, JN1, Jerusalem.